Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues, and today we are taking a look at the Penguin from Batman Arkham City Wave 3 from DC Collectibles. And along with Batman, Penguin in this wave was a must-have, must-own figure for me, as I do not have a Penguin in any other figure from the DCU or DC Direct, DC Collectibles, however they are saying their name nowadays. I don't even have a Superpowers Penguin. I do have a Batman the Animated Series Penguin, and the Penguin's always been a character I've always really liked, and the Penguin level in Batman Arkham City was probably one of my favorite levels. I really liked that. I liked the Penguin thugs in the game. Penguin's part and Mr. Freeze's were my two favorite parts of the video game, and would be a level if you could have a level selector or just to redo a level over and over again. The Penguin level was just a very, very well done level. It kind of seemed like its own game in another game, even though it was a side mission. Yes, I know, a kind of sort of side mission, but it was just a very favorite part of the game for me. Can you tell I really liked that part? Once they announced that they were doing a Penguin, he was a must-have. Now, in the game, he is not depicted wearing the top hat. In the artwork, he is. So they didn't have to give us a hat, which is a nice rubbery hat. I have Jervis Tetch's hat, the Mad Hatter's hat here. And as the Penguin's is soft and pliable and really squishy, the Mad Hatter's hat is, you know, really hard. There's the sounds for the hats. Ready? There you go. I kind of wish the Mad Hatter's hat was soft like the Penguin's. So I imagine that they made Mad Hatter first, and they thought, well, hey, if we do a hat for the Penguin, we got to make it softer. So with the softer hat, you're able to kind of squeeze it down over the hat a little bit longer. And there I just knocked out the cigar for the Penguin. Now this is going to become, there's not much to it. You see a little indentation right there. That's how you get it in and around his fingers. Since I'm touching all the accessories, we will just show them. Here's the bird cane, the Penguin cane. It is actually, you know, his gun in the game. Like the tip is red on it. We'll talk about poseability in a second. Was on the topic of the cigar, and you kind of got to get it in between this finger and here, which is going to be kind of really hard to do on camera because I got to get this thing close. But what I had been doing is placing it. No, I'm not going to be able to get it in there. It will fit in, it's just got to pry the fingers. Now, trying to do this on camera so you can actually see it done is probably going to be another thing. Yeah, this is a very nice accessory. They could have just molded it to his hand and I'd have been fine with it. This is going to be an accessory that I am probably going to lose rather quickly. So after this review is done, this is going to go in my little parts box that I have, and I probably won't pose him with it, as I just don't want to lose it. I mean, it's really cool, going that little extra mile to make this little cigar turd, if you will, but I'm not going to waste time trying to get it on film. It was in there, if you could rewind the video, but it's going to be something that I think people are going to lose. So as soon as I shoot this, it's going in a box, because I could just see me having this on my shelf and him. I'm not going to worry about him falling, but I can just see somebody falling into him, or it just loosening and falling, and I will run the sweeper over it, and I will never ever see it again. So it almost begs the question, then maybe they just shouldn't have made it, but I'm glad they did. That's DC Direct, or excuse me, DC Collectibles going a little extra mile. Speaking of going the extra mile, they really, really did a very good job on the Penguin here. He's got his glass bottle which I have all the audio tapes on the video game. I have not listened to it, so I don't know why he did that. I know from the comic book series that is out right now, Arkham Unhinged, that this has to do with him smoking. Not really a voice box. They kind of made mention in the comic books that it's something to do with him smoking. And maybe he was cancerous, that had to be cut out. But it really kind of made him a gruesome, crotchety old bastard. I'm looking at my Batman Arkham City strategy guide here. Rather than read the cheesy bio that is on the game, we will go to the bio in here. To turn some light on here, as I've kind of been doing this review in the dark. Apologize for that. It's so there's the picture of the Penguin, and I'll read this. Real name Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot. Operation Black Market Racketeer, based in Gotham City. The Penguin is an eccentric criminal mastermind known for his shady business dealings. Born into the wealthy Cobblepot family, Oswald was sent overseas for school as a boy. When his family hits hard times, Cobblepot immersed himself in criminal education on the streets of London. Years later, he reemerged as the Penguin, a black market arms dealer in Gotham, facilitating and legal finance activities that fund much of the city's underworld. The Penguin seems to be prospering within Arkham City as the leader of its own emerging black market. Rumor have it that the Penguin's men have secured the old museum in the Bowery. It's a large building that would be easy to defend, so that makes sense for the Cobblepot. Blah, Rob. So there's the read up from the Batman Arkham City strategy guide from Brady Games. Now I was kind of mentioning about articulation. We'll kind of zoom in on the face here as I had my light on the camera off. Just a very, very good face. You kind of see the blood around the eye, which, you know, I need to go back and listen to the audio tape. Because I was like, if he's such a mastermind, why are you jamming a pop bottle into your eye? But you can see the ridges from the pop bottle, which is just a very nice detail that DC Collectibles just takes that little extra effort. And you can see the white shading around the jacket, which is really kind of cool. The jacket really doesn't open up anymore. It's pretty much fastened all the way around. His articulation is the thing that is lacking in this figure, but I'm perfectly okay with that. As I've stated before on my channel, my DC Collectibles and DC Direct figures are basically my statue figures. They're going to sit on my stand. They are generally kind of sort of pre-posed, and that's all I'm really going to do with them. Having articulation is great, but it's not like I'm going to get him in some kind of karate kick or even my Batman figure. But he does have some limited articulation. His hand turns, arms up and down, 360, which is the same for the other arm. The head goes up and down slightly, but it's on like a rolling ball. So you can kind of get him in some interesting head positions. And that's it. That's all the articulation that this figure has. His feet do not move. The waist does not turn. His feet are permanently affixed to this stance. But as you can tell, he stands very, very well. Get his hat back on him, which I very much prefer him in that with the hat on. We'll look at some size comparison here. There is the Penguin next to Jervis Tetch as the Mad Hatter, kind of rapping out there, which I think this is a silly pose, since he again is also, to have a non-posed figure from basically the neck down is fine, but the Mad Hatter, as you can tell, is just perpetually going to be leaning really weird. And then the size comparison to Batman and Penguin and Mad Hatter is this. So could tell they have really done a nice job in getting size and body sculpt, and they're not stock bodies. Each figure is individually crafted, and they're not using arms from different places, as other companies do, but again, I'm okay with that as well. But this one is I think is definitely a must-have figure, especially if you like the video game. I think the Penguin was a very, very cool part of the video game, and I definitely think it's a figure to own. Don't get bent up and hung up on the articulation and go, oh, he doesn't have a lot of articulation, because I'll say, are you really, really going to pose him an awful lot? The only pose I might do is to maybe put the cigar close to his mouth, which you really can't get to. That's all the closer it's going to be. In the video game, Penguin was using his gun, kind of holding it to shoot somebody, so I can even get the head turned, kind of, sort of. He really can't do that very well either. Maybe. Yeah, you can kind of do that, but it looks like he's getting ready to be part of a chorus line, so again, I'm okay with it. It's more for sculptability and just the overall beautiful look of the figure. Beautiful as ugly as the figure is, but a definite must-have from this wave. So far, we're 2 for 2. Batman is a great figure, definite must-have, and the Penguin is also a definite must-have. So that's going to wrap it up here. Today we've been taking a look at the Penguin from Batman Arkham City Wave 3, and as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogue signing off, saying we will see you guys next time.